Is LeBron James the Donald Trump of basketball? Or I could have just as easily posted this as, is Donald Trump the LeBron James of politics? But I think the first one serves the point I'm trying to make a little bit better. So I understand when I'm making this video that I'm gonna step on a lot of toes, and I hate to walk on eggshells for any of my videos. A lot of what I'm gonna present here is gonna be speculation, opinion. There's gonna be some facts as well, but also a lot of it is gonna be allegations. I understand that when I make this video. Also, when I'm making this video, my intent of this video is I want to do a social experiment on cognitive dissonance. And even though I've said that, remember I said that, and even though I said that, I'm pretty sure it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. If you don't know what cognitive dissonance is, that probably is going to serve my experiment a little bit better. But I am curious to hear from people that understand what it is after they hear my take on these things. So I'm going to point out a bunch of similarities. To be fair, I know I'm being a little biased here. To be fair, I'm only going to be pointing out the similarities. Also, to be fair, and in full transparency and disclosure, I used to be a fan of both of these people. I know I'm going to get attacked for that, but I leave myself open for that. When you're being honest, you have to leave yourself open to criticism. So I'll just be honest with you. I used to be a fan of both of these men, so I understand why people like them. I completely understand that. I'm not attacking the people that support them, but I do want to have this conversation. So let's go with the similarities, okay? One of the first similarities is they both are trying to control the narrative in the media about them. It's no secret that Donald Trump has been suing and going after reporters that disagree with him or put him in a negative light. LeBron James, it's starting to come out now in NBA talking circles that he's doing the same thing. A lot of these commentators that speak on sports, they're tied to Clutch Sports. And if you don't keep up with sports like this, Clutch Sports is a branch of a sporting agency that's owned by LeBron James' best friend, Rich Paul. He's also representing a lot of NBA players. And they also have financial ties to a lot of the sports reporting agencies. Look it up. Again, this could be speculation, this could be opinion, but the facts do line up that LeBron James does have financial ties to a lot of these people. Clutch Sports is owned by his best friend, Rich Paul. In my opinion, that's a conflict of interest if you're playing in the NBA. That's going to be my first similarity. Second similarity, and this one might be a bit of a stretch, and I'd love to hear comments and numbers on this. I haven't completely looked them up, but they both are padding their stats, in my opinion. Trump, a lot of the things that he's presenting in the news as far as his what he's done, as far as like the tariffs or his job reports numbers, whatever fucking numbers you want to point out about the guy, what he's saying and what a lot of other media outlets are saying are not the same thing. In my opinion, he's padding his stats. LeBron James, you watch him playing in the NBA now, he hasn't played defense for years. I don't feel, and this is my opinion, and I'm aware this is my opinion, I don't feel like he's playing for championships anymore. He admitted himself at one point in his career that he was chasing a ghost. He was chasing Michael Jordan. And in my opinion, a lot of the things he's doing is to break records and to beat Michael Jordan's numbers, because at the end of the day, he's admitted that he's after that legacy. Again, this could be an opinion, but in my opinion, they're both padding their stats. Next point I'd like to make, nepotism. Donald Trump has put his kids in positions that, in my opinion, they haven't earned, and they have been proving that they're not qualified for. You could make the same argument for Bronny James Jr., LeBron James' son. He was a late second round draft pick. There were a lot of people projected to go ahead of him, a lot of people that probably would have went ahead of him if he wasn't LeBron James' son. Again, this is my opinion. I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for it, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this comparison. But Bronny James, in my opinion, is unqualified to be in the NBA, and a lot of people, a lot of talking heads will support that claim. And you can make the same claim about Donald Trump's kids. A lot of them are failing in their businesses, and they haven't proven themselves to be in the positions that they have. So that's my other point I'd like to make. Now this one right here, this point I'm going to make right here, a lot of people are probably going to laugh at, but I promise you I'm not trying to be funny, because to me it speaks volumes about a person. The bald spot. Donald Trump has been doing that comb over for years. He's actually embraced it. It's almost become like a running joke. The same thing could be said about LeBron James' bald spot. He's been getting hair transplants. That hairline comes and goes. it's become a running joke. It's become an open secret. But they both are openly trying to hide this bald spot that they have. I think that speaks volumes to their character. I won't go into detail about it. I'll let y'all do that in the comments. And then the last point I'd like to make, they have a cult following, both of them. And this is what's funny to me. Their cult following, their supporters, they would hate to be compared to each other. Because and this is where it kind of gets a little lopsided. LeBron James take on politics. You know, he's been an open left-leaning Democrat for his whole career. And Donald Trump, you can't make the same argument about Donald Trump in sports. This might be a reach right here, but for me, it's a valid reach. Him when he had a USFL team, when he had the the New Jersey Governors, he picked Doug Flutie over Randall Cunningham. You know, I don't know anybody that watches football that would have thought that Doug Flutie is a better quarterback than Randall Cunningham, other than, you know, a racial bias, you know, but that could be a reach. I understand that, you know, but and you see it in the quarterback position more than any other position, but that's my opinion. And I understand that could be a reach, you know, and I'm open to anybody coming at me about that or proving me wrong about that. I'm okay with that. But like I said, a lot of these are gonna be observations, speculations, allegations, mixed in with some facts. I'll let y'all determine which is which. What I really want to do, though, is create a conversation. And as I pointed out earlier, their supporters, they both have like this really strong cult-like following. And you'll see it in the comments. Just look at my comments, you know. But in my opinion, y'all are serving the same God. And if you disagree, hey, let's talk about it. But I'm making these videos to create dialogue, to create conversation. And my homeboy told me not to make this video, but I'm okay with comfortable conversations. So thank y'all for checking out my video. I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts on these similarities. And if you want to block me, hey, I understand. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching my video.